Hello, everyone. Thank you for your patience and thanks for joining us this morning or joining me this morning. I'm delighted to be back at B-Sides, and B-Sides Dublin in particular, my hometown. The last time I was here, I was out in the foyer as a vendor, and so it's my first time as a speaker at B-Sides. So I'm very excited. Okay. Just a bit about me. My name's Carroll, and I'm going to talk to you today about bootstrapping your cyber education. I'm a cybersecurity lecturer with UCD Professional Academy, and I've also started my own company, Fortify Institute. So my own cyber journey, I've always worked in tech. I started as an electrician 25 or more years ago, and then I went into education and IT training, and that's what I stayed there for a while. And then a few years ago, I decided I wanted to change. And that change was to move into cybersecurity. So I took a master's, and then I also completed a lot of the courses I'm going to talk about this morning. So I do have that insight as well. And the other thing, as a lecturer, the end of the courses I do, I always have a session with my students about where they want to go next. And I tell them about these different courses, and they're always surprised that they're there, that they're free, that they're accredited, they're supported, and they're accessible from Ireland. And most of them are flexible, especially with the impact of COVID. It's made these courses even more accessible. Okay, so there's a lot of benefits or pros. The other thing is we all are aware of the global cybersecurity skills gap. And Cyber Ireland did a survey last year, and they identified that nearly half of the roles out there, cybersecurity roles, aren't being filled. So there is a huge skills gap. And because of that, there is a lot of funding going into cybersecurity courses in particular, are skills needed by the security industry in general. Okay, and that's good for us. I'm often asked this question about skills versus qualifications. And what I always say is, it depends, okay? We all know people who have brilliant skills, they're great at pen testing, they're brilliant developers, but they don't have the qualifications. And then we also know people who may have lots of qualifications, but if you don't lose your skills, you lose them. And what I'd say, it does depend. It depends where you are in your career and where you want to go. Bigger organisations will look for those bits of paper. Smaller organisations may be happy enough if you can do the job. So it does just depend. What I'm going to show you today is college isn't for everyone. Okay, being able to invest 3 or 4 years full time isn't ideal for everyone. Some people don't have there's barriers to them. Maybe they can't afford, maybe they're young parents, maybe they actually can't physically access the college. Like, we've counties in this country that don't have colleges. So what I'm going to show you as well is courses where you can get you don't have to invest too much time, but you can get qualified and get started on your career. Or if you're in your career, you can either diversify or improve on your career prospects. So, what I wanted to say was this talk came from an article I wrote last year about this very thing. And I compiled all the different resources and I popped them up on my socials. You can have a look. But I didn't want to just stand up here today and start listing a load of links. That's no fun for anybody. So what I've done is I've come up with 5 personas, and each of the personas is somebody at a different stage of their security career. And hopefully you'll identify with at least one of them. Okay. So first off, we're going to look at Anna. And Anna is at the start of her career. She's young. She's only a couple of years out of school. She has skills, but they're all self-taught. college isn't for her, and there's certain barriers there that she can't afford to go, and she can't afford to do part-time. So what I would say to Anna, first off, is go on and have a look at fetchcourses.ie. Fetchcourses.ie is a database of the further education courses available in Ireland. And these courses are available to anyone over 16. And since COVID, a lot of them are online. So the courses are offered by your ETB, your local education and training board. And before we used to be restricted to the courses in our area, but now because they're online, we can access courses anywhere. So if Anna goes on to Fetch Courses and searches for cyber, what you'll find is that Baldoyle Training Centre is offering a cyber security analyst course. It's the CompTIA one. She can do it a couple of nights a week. It's all online, and she gets she can do the exam as well, and it's completely free. Okay. If that doesn't suit her, maybe she's not available those nights, she can go on to ecollege.ie. eCollege again is government funded. It's available to everyone, especially since COVID. It used to be only for job seekers, now it's for anyone, and there's a whole range of courses there. For Anna, she can go on there and sign up to the CompTIA Security Plus, and she can sign up today. And she can do the exam. The exams are included as well. You get a second go at the exam, and it's supported. So you have a mentor as well. So it's not like going on. I know you can get some of these courses online and you can study for them, but these include the exam and they are supported. Okay. And there's a range of other courses on eCollege, not just tech courses. CyberQuest is another government-funded organisation. They are partnered with ICT SkillsNet, and they offer courses for job seekers. And they've 3 different courses depending on your own tech skills, and they want to get people upskilled or reskilled in cybersecurity. And they also have that support aspect where they'll help you get a job as well. FIT is an organisation, I know FIT well, but they work with a lot of training providers, but they also do apprenticeships. So there's tech apprenticeships and there is particular cybersecurity apprenticeships. So if Anna wants to work and learn, she can get an apprenticeship. I would also say to her, if she wants to get certified and get certified quickly, INE offer the full training for the EJPT, the Junior Pen Tester. So she can do the full course, and then if she wants to sit the exam, she can get the EJPT, the Junior Pen Tester, for about $200. And she'll have that certificate in her back pocket ready to go. Another course that I do recommend is ICTTF. They offer a range of courses, and they also work with SkillsNet. But they do a cybersecurity boot camp for women. Okay, and it's completely free. They have their next intake in May, and I've done that course, and it's a really nice one. It's a great refresher, and it focuses on risk. Okay, so there's Anna. Anna's all set up. No excuses, okay? Next, here we have David. So David's about 5 years into his career. He works as a cybersecurity consultant. And he wants to progress in his career. He's getting a bit pigeonholed, so he wants to get a few more skills. And he also wants to get ready for a management role. So what I would say to David is get on to the fetch.ie, and what you'll see is Baldoyle are offering the CompTIA CASP, which is an advanced security practitioner course, and you can start that today, completely free, and do the exams, and it's supported. If that doesn't suit him, he can go on to eCollege. eCollege have sysadmin training, the programming training, but the thing that might be good for David is project management training. So he can go on to eCollege and start doing Prince 2. Okay. Springboard is another one of what I call the best kept secrets. Springboard is a government funded initiative. Most colleges and universities in the country offer Springboard courses. But they are offered for graduates. But when they say graduates, you don't have to have a level 7 or a level 8 degree. You can have a level 6. And they also look at your prior learning and education. So don't think if you haven't got a degree, you can't do a Springboard. But Springboard offer a wide range of courses. They're all focused on industry needs, but they do have cybersecurity courses. Originally, Springboard were just for job seekers. Now, anybody that's working can access Springboard. You just pay 10%. So what that means is you can get a degree or a master's for about €400. Okay? So have a look at that. They're sort of limited with numbers, but I've done 3 Springboard courses at this point. So check it out. Cyber Skills started off last year. It's an initiative. It's another government-funded initiative where 4 universities have come together and they're working with industries to come up with targeted pathways and micro-credentials in the areas that we need in cybersecurity. The courses are suited to IT, people who are in IT already, but they just want to get particular cyber skills. So for David, they do a secure coding pathway, which might be useful for him. Okay, cyber skills isn't free. That's the only thing, but usually it's employers that pay for it. If you wanted something quick, I would say to David, have a look at CCSK, which is a Certificate of Cloud Security Knowledge. This is offered by CSA, it's a Cloud Security Alliance. He can go on, and the course content, the textbook is completely free. You can do the exam for about $350, and it's a one-off. You don't have to maintain it. I'm just conscious of time. No, we're good. Okay. So here we have the managers. Okay, we've Evan and Alice. And I see a lot of Evans. Evan is the manager who isn't an IT guy, but is at the moment his hair is on fire. He's been told he has to sort it out with regards to cybersecurity, but he just doesn't know where to start. And what I would say to Evan is have a look at Springboard, depending on where he's coming from, but have a look at Springboard, have a look at eCollege. But the one I would direct Evan to is Collaboratory. So Collaboratory is the cybersecurity hub at TU Dublin, and they're like a think tank research group, but they also have done research to identify that this is a big gap in training the likes of non-tech managers. So they're putting together a series of training, and these would be sort of one-off, couple of hours training, and that's where, so we'd find out, like, sort of where do I start? So, with regards to Evan, like, what are my assets? What are the threats? What are the vulnerabilities, and what controls can I put in place? And also maybe what framework should I be looking at? Okay. So that would help Evan out. Alice, on the other hand, is an IT manager. So she's up to speed on the cybersecurity side of things, but she's more concerned about her team. So how does she get her team up to speed and make sure that they have all the training they need to carry out their role in a secure way? So Alice can go to Cyber Skills. They will work with employers as well about putting the training together. SkillsNet also work with employers. SkillsNet offer a wide range of courses, and they work with individual training providers. The courses aren't free with SkillsNet, but they are heavily subsidised. Great value courses on there, and anybody can access them. Okay, so that's the managers. So last we have Esther. Now Esther, I have a soft spot for Esther. She's the one I relate to most. Esther is what we call a returner. Okay, so Esther has taken a break, and returners tend to be tech people who have taken a break from their career for 2 or more years. Maybe they've gone travelling, maybe they've been sick, or maybe they have caring responsibilities. And for whatever reason, they've taken that break. Now, Esther has taken the break because she's been raising her family, and now she's ready to go back to work. What you'll find is that the bigger companies, the Amazons, the Facebooks, and Apples and that, they have returner programs that have been running successfully for a number of years. And anyone I've talked to who are running these returner programs, they're hugely successful. And what they will do is will upskill the individual, they'll work on their soft skills, their confidence, and they'll also give them some sort of supported, phased re-entry into the workplace. So what I say to Esther is have a look at ICT skills. They're running a women reboot. Now, you'll often find a lot of these returner programs are focused at women, but not all of them, okay? It's just that's what the numbers are showing. And by encouraging more women back into the workplace, it helps deal with the diversity issue as well, with some of the diversity issues we have. I'd also encourage Esther to have a look at CyberQuest. CyberQuest are encouraging more women back into the workplace, but they're also looking at others who maybe are ready for a second career. So you'll often see individuals from security services, maybe they're retiring in their early 40s and they've got all those years of experience. So why not retrain and come into cybersecurity? So that opportunity is there. Springboard, I'd also direct Esther to Springboard. There are lots of opportunities there. Have a look and see what area she wants to upskill in. And again, the ICT skills net, they have lots of opportunities. And then the last thing I'd say to Esther is get on to Cyber Women Ireland. Cyber Women Ireland is a voluntary non-profit organisation that is set up to advance, to try and get more women into cyber and keep women in cyber, and also get more women out on the media, out on the airways talking about cybersecurity issues. I'm on the board, so if anybody is interested, let me know. We're looking for more people all the time. Okay, so we've gone through hopefully you've seen one of those personas resonates with you. Now, I do know that I've only covered the courses that are relevant to Ireland, that are supported, that are free and low cost, and that have certification. They come with accreditation. I know there's others out there, such as Cisco Networking Academy. They're great for partnering with some of the other providers that we looked at, and they have fundamentals of cybersecurity. They've Linux training, they've Python training, they've lots of other bits and pieces. ITAG is the Innovation Technology Atlantic Gateway, so they're based over in the West. They run cybersecurity boot camps and other specific cybersecurity training. So if you're over that way, have a look. And they also partner with SkillNet. Now, there are the MOOCs. Like, I know there's loads of subscription services online. There's Pluralsight, there's Cybery, there's the likes of Hack the Box and Try Hack Me. There's all of those, okay? And they're really good. They offer either free trials or some sort of free level of access. So please check them out as well. With regards to the MOOCs, the massive open online courses, with Coursera and edX, you can access, and with FutureLearn as well, you can access the education, you can access the training, but you will have to pay for the certificate or sometimes the exam. Coursera work with IBM as well. They were delivering a course online, but I think it's running at the moment. FutureLearn are backed by Open University. And I like their courses, especially it's for sort of entry level, and they use sort of mixed media as well. So they're the courses that I'm familiar with, and hopefully you've got something out of that. And I know I went a bit fast, but I was sort of conscious of the time. And oh look, I've given you a few extra minutes on your break. So has anybody got any questions? All of those resources I have put on my socials, and I've also, if you go out onto my website's not fully functional yet, but I have put a link to all those resources. Okay, I'm around all day. Stop me if you want to say hi. And any questions? Yes.
Thank you very much for that. That was brilliant. I do a lot of really entry level stuff, trying to get more people into cybersecurity. And I've been asked more recently, go out to schools and try to get more girls into it. But I don't want to be that guy going out and preaching to them about cyber. So what do you see are the biggest blockers or the biggest barriers to girls getting into cybersecurity in the first place? Yeah, well, I'm glad you brought that up. I'm involved in another organisation called Cyber for Schoolgirls. And we do exactly what you said. We go into schools and try and get girls to consider cybersecurity as a career option, and that's what we can just keep banging the same drum. We need
we need to get more. I know it's not women's problem to solve. Like, the diversity issue is everybody's problem, not just women's problem or the underrepresented group. So we all have to do our part. So that's one thing we need to do. But we do need role models, and it's the whole, you need to see it to be it. And we need to get the younger women into the schools to tell them how wonderful it is. Because it's not that it's no good me going in, but I go in, they see their mum or their granny, I don't know. But they need to see young women going in and encouraging them that way, and tell them how great a career it is, how much money they can make, how the pandemic made it that we didn't lose our jobs during the pandemic. All of these positive things, and it's fun. I love all the tech stuff, so it's getting that out there. But I have to say, I've been in the industry a long, long time. I'm not seeing huge changes, unfortunately. Like when I did my first degree, there was 5 women in a room of 100, and I don't think it's too much different now from talking to lecturers. But we can just try. Okay? And please let me know if there's courses there, if there's courses you know of that I haven't mentioned, because part of the problem is getting this information together. So if you can feed it into me, and I'll try and get it out there as well. Yes.
Would that be a platform where we could advertise recruitment?
You want to, sorry?
So would that be a place for, say, advertise recruitment job opportunities, or that's not a place for that?
Well, do you know what? I've only come onto the board, and it hasn't been very active over the last couple of years, like a lot of organisations, but we're certainly open to any options. I know Cyber Ireland does have a platform for jobs, but yeah, it makes sense. It sounds like a good idea. We'll certainly consider it. Yeah, connect to me. Yeah. Anybody else? Okay. Oh.
So what about the masters? What would be the best universities to have a master in cybersecurity?
A master's?
Yeah.
Because I'm talking about the low cost, no cost, NCI does a master's with ICT skills. If you go onto ICT SkillsNet, and they have a whole page on cybersecurity, and they do offer a degree. And the last time they offered it, it was a 2-year online degree with NCI. Masters with NCI. You needed to have a level 8, and it was coming in at about, I think it was like 1,500. Like, I haven't seen value like that anywhere for a master's. So that's one. I did mine in Blanche, but NCI, that one with NCI, but have a look at the Springboard ones. I don't know exactly what's on Springboard at the moment, but go on to Springboard and keep checking with Springboard, because they update. Sometimes there's a January intake, but most often it's September, October. Have a look at that.
I just want to ask, as a person who has transitioned from a different career into cyber as a female, I currently studying a Springboard course, and I'm wondering how important is it to have the certifications along with the qualification as a transitioner with a previous career, if you know what I mean?
Well, what you'll find, I know I didn't get into cybersecurity till I was in my 40s, and you're often trying to prove yourself, and having the certs sort of helps with that. You still have to be able to do the job. Nothing's going to replace that, but it might get your foot in the door. And it sort of goes against everything when I say that, but I'm just being realistic, but connect. Let's have a chat. Okay. Okay. Anyone else? Go and have your break. Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.